Hello. Do you want to visit Romania? Welcome. This is the right place.
Audio Jungle.
I am your guide today, from Brasov to Murchasa. Feldioara Fortress is 20 kilometers northwest of Brasov. Today's name of the locality translates to Earth Fortress, but the German version is Marienburg and it means the City of Mary. The Virgin Mary was the patron saint of the Order of the Teutonic Knights, whose main headquarters in the Barca country was here between 1211 to 1225, and the fortress of Feldioara is one of the fortifications that can be attributed to them. Only a remnant of a stone wall in the northwestern part of the old Teutonic fortress remains today, which proved to be totally different in terms of construction technique from the rest of the Feldioara fort. Its base consists of large stone boulders above which replaced other boulders connected with a good quality mortar. In the western part of the courtyard there was once a well 70 meters deep. The reconstruction of the fortress took place after 1420 because a document from 1439 says that the inhabitants of Feldioara fortified an existing fortress to defend their property and themselves. It was destroyed by the Turks in 1430 and Vlad Tepes in 1457, but the inhabitants rebuilt it in the same year. In 1529, after the Battle of Feldioara, the Nicoara Grozav, the captain of the armies of Petrurez, severely punished the Saxons, who supported Emperor Ferdinand I, and probably at that time the enclosure wall on the south side was destroyed. It can also be assumed that the northern tower was built in 1657, because the craftsman carved this year in the plaster of the wall. The fortified evangelical church in Rotbav is a set of monuments consisting of the evangelical church, one of the oldest buildings of this type in Barca country, and the fortified enclosure. The church was built around 1300, in Romanesque style, fortified in the 15th century and later surrounded by the walls of a typical Saxon fortified city. It is one of the cities of this kind that retains its walls in good condition. The tower of the church in Rotbav collapsed for unknown reasons on February 19, 2016, without causing casualties, but destroying the organ of the church. Going on the National Road 13 from Brasov to Sighisoara, we reach the town of Hoghiz, where we can stop to visit Kalnoki Castle and Guthman Valenta Castle. Continuing on the road to Sighisoara, after crossing the bridge over the river Olt, at about 1,300 meters, we turn right onto the county road 131C and reach Rakos. Following the indicators you reach the basalt column. They have a geology characterized by the presence of lava flows, polyhedral shapes reaching 12 meters high, and are the testimony of volcanic activities in the area for over 1.5 million years ago. They can be visited free of charge. Just a few hundred meters from the columns we come across the Emerald Lake formed after melting snow and precipitation inside the quarry. What is less known about Rakos is that it was Dispol's military base in 106, among the historical vestiges of Dacian times, including ceramics, bush and stone grinders, nails, hinges, arrowhead, stone gates, bronze fibula. Andrei Vartik, a physicist passionate about the history of the Dacians, finds in the Dacian sanctuary in Rakos, Dacian nails, which had 99.97% pure alpha iron. No trace of impurities, i.e. carbon compounds that remain from processing. An ancient miracle, which could only be obtained under special laboratory conditions or in the cosmos, as NASA specialists claim.
Preview. Preview.
Near the Emerald Lake there is also the extinct volcano in an area with poor vegetation. In the past, volcanic slag was exploited on these sites. Returning to the village, we can see Suco SD Bethlehem Castle, a documentary attestation in 1636, built of pumice stone and volcanic tuff. The architecture of the building was inspired by the Transylvanian Renaissance style. The castle was surrounded by defense walls, provided with a square tower and several circular bastions. The bastions were placed right in the corners of the castle, being designed in cylindrical form and accommodating several rooms, for various purposes, for living rooms, warehouses or kitchens. At the entrance to the castle is an inscription, dating from the year 1700, which attests that at that time the building belonged to Count Stephen Bethlen. During the Revolution from 1848 to 1849, it was largely burned. Arriving in the village of Homorod, historians tell us that in the 12th century settlers of German origin from Flanders settled here. The town was then called Petersdorf, after Saint Peter, who was the patron saint of the church. Today, inside the church there is a pulpit with popular painted panels and grandstands decorated with floral paintings. In the choir there is also a wooden altar, painted. At its center is the crucified Christ, with the name written in German, Latin and Hebrew. It is flanked by two other statues, St. Peter with the key and St. Paul with a sword. Above the altar stands the organ, and to its right is the present entrance. The furniture of the church is represented by the altar, the organ, the pulpit, the candlesticks and the strange. These are made in Baroque style and date from 1793. As for the fortified enclosure, it has corner towers with shooting eyes between the towers. The walls had two overlapping guard roads that rested on wooden consoles. We continue on the County Road 132 to the east for another 6 kilometers and we reach the Saxon town of Merchassa, where we can see the fortified evangelical church and the local cemetery. And a little further, the attraction of the place, the 900-year-old oak. If you found it interesting to travel through Dracula's country with me, please subscribe and I hope in the next episode we will continue through other wonderful areas of Romania. Also, for more information, you can write to me on the email address on the screen. Thank you.